Crystal Palace had lost just once in 8 games to move clear of the bottom 3. Chelsea rounded off a miserable Christmas with defeat at Ipswich.
20-30 minutes, Chelsea was clearly the better team. And then with 1-2 adjustments at half-time, we were more aggressive, playing more forward, creating chances over the whole period of the game. I think it's a deserved point.
We have to take our chances, and if we don't take our chances, being in the Premier League, it's never over until the last minute, and then obviously to concede that goal right at the end is very frustrating.
When we are together, it's always better, and we see in the second half, we have also the quality to beat them, and this is what we did the second half, and we deserve it.
It's a shame because I think we deserve to win the game. We had so many chances, and we know that you have to be clinical, otherwise the game is always open, and at the end we concede a goal, but overall I think today we deserve to win the game.
Well, that's 4 games without a win for Chelsea. Both Sancho and Maresca kind of referred to a lack of ruthlessness, and they might have a point, which is obviously they got a point. And now I'll point to you.
Well, they very rarely play a game where they don't make good chances, and you've got to be clinical to try and win the Premier League. We know that. In the first half today, I thought there was an urgency about them. It was a good reaction from recent defeats. Palace they like to play this 3-4-3, as you know, with the 2 central midfielders, but they kept leaving Palmer, who was the third one of the Chelsea midfielder, in the space behind him, and he's so intelligent. Great ball into Jackson. This is more of a half chance, but that sets the tone. Time and time again, they kept getting distracted towards the two Chelsea midfielders, and Palmer, with his intelligence, always finds this space. Into Sancho, who was superb today, really positive performance from him, looking more comfortable, and eventually what you see is an overload in the box, Palmer finding himself in these great positions and getting the goal, and from there you think, okay, they'll go on, and they did. They go on to make chances, but they didn't finish Palace off. The gaps were big. Chelsea, Neto again here, this is what I'm talking about, being clinical. Just roll it softly forward, to tap it in, 2-0, and everyone can breathe, and then you play. Palace get
what a pass.
That's unbelievable. Pass of the day.
Yeah.
But even here, Jackson does well. He calms himself and then misses the target. Yeah. So, of course, when you're going in at half-time, the other thing is game management. When you're winning late in the game, Chelsea haven't done this very well. They're a young side. I've seen it a couple of times recently, it's Fulham especially. Enzo dives in when he doesn't need to. Just keep your position. Then he leaves all that space for Palace to go into. Little switch off from Gusto. Should be an equaliser. Again, things like...
Much better second half, Palace.
Palace changed, they had to. But Sancho, doing his defensive work, no problem. Brilliant. Don't give it away. Give it back to the keeper. Don't give him the opportunity. This creates momentum for Palace. Now, this is the one, Sanchez, I'm not sure he should be even looking to play out. They're winning the game. They're in the last 10 minutes of the game. Why put him under that pressure? Palmer, yes, he is normally great on the ball, but he shouldn't be coming in there to get it anyway. Gusto's already high and wide, I don't know why. And then they concede. It's difficult for a young group to manage games really well when you don't have the experience and the wisdom.
Yeah, that'll come though in time.
It will.
And 1 defeat now in 9 for Palace. So well done them. Bournemouth were unbeaten in 7.
Look at that 10 Eastern window and look at the storylines. What's standing out for you?
Chelsea is standing out for me because absolute gangbusters up to a few weeks ago, looking really, really great, absolutely in a title race. Well, they're not now. And maybe maturity of the side. And you look at the other teams that played today. Newcastle won, Man City won, Bournemouth won and Aston Villa won, all chasing down the top 4. So we're hoping to get a title race obviously for the title. I think the Champions League spots is going to be very hotly contested as well. But Chelsea's stumble, it's kind of quite a big stumble now, and not holding on to leads, maybe a little bit of immaturity in the squad. To be expected, such a young team.
Do you think Enzo Maresca telling us and therefore telling his team for weeks that they are not in a title race sunk in?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if I'm a player, I'm kind of excited about it. And if my manager's sort of saying stuff like that, then I don't know, I think it maybe gives you a little bit of an excuse or a reason why maybe we don't play well or win the games that we expected to. So it's what he's done, and now it's kind of true. They're not. But they've got to learn from these games when they should be getting more from them.
Hi guys, welcome to the Real Chelsea Enthusiast. And as usual, we'll talk about Chelsea. Everything we do here is related to Chelsea. And today we'll be talking about the match against Crystal Palace. And this is another match that we're supposed to win but we eventually lost points. And right now, if yesterday's match was not screaming the fact that we need a striker, then I don't know which match will actually tell us that, because it is obvious right now that we need a striker. And when I say striker, I mean someone that scores every game. I'm talking of a one-game, one-goal striker. I'm talking of the likes of Haaland. Right now, I'm talking of the likes of Gyökeres. For God's sake, even an Inzaghi right now will be cool. You know, a striker that you know will score every single game. Even if he doesn't score in the present game, you know he will score in the next game, and he will make up for the goal he did not score in the previous game by scoring maybe 2 or 3. So these are the kind of strikers we need right now, because honestly, yes, I talked about it in the last video or 2 videos ago that we need a defender, a central defender, but right now that is not the main place we need to actually put that needs any replacement. Where we really need somebody is in the striking position. We need a striker, a goal poacher. It doesn't have to have any skills. At this point right now, you don't even need to have any skill. Just know how to put the ball at the back of the net. Because if you look at the previous matches against Crystal Palace, we were supposed to have won the match in the first half, scored 2-3 goals. See what Nicholas Jackson did. The ball he lost, the ball that was created by Palmer, and he lost the goal. So now you see that in the last match we would have won in the first half. In the match against Ipswich, even when Ipswich scored first, we would have scored goals. That match was a match that we were supposed to win easily. Look at the match against Everton. We should have won it in the first half because we had chances before. We did not see chances in the second half. Against Fulham also, we had chances to win the game in the first half. So we are talking about 4 or 5 games that we should have won easily. And right now we would have been sitting in the number 1 position on the log. Yes, despite the fact that Liverpool has some games at hand, you know. But we should have won these games if we had strikers that would scored the goal for us. We should not be relying on Cole Palmer. The burden is too much on this young man, and he's not supposed to be the striker. You see, the reason why Didier Drogba and Lampard's partnership worked so well and was successful was because they were always scoring. Drogba was not relying on Lampard to carry the team. Neither was Lampard relying on Drogba to carry the team. But they knew one of them was going to carry the day at the end of the match. They knew they were going to score in the next match. So what's up with this Palmer scoring the goals, but Nicholas Jackson, who is supposed to be putting in the goals, not doing much? He's been on a goal drought now. Palmer keeps scoring, but we're not winning. And the reason I'm saying the defense is not really the immediate cry right now is because if you look at where we are on the table, we are 4th, number 1. Then number 2, only 5 teams have conceded less than we've conceded this season so far. We've conceded 24. Only 5 teams. 3 of those 5 teams are ahead of us. We are 4th. So we have the number 1, number 2, number 3 with goals against that are lesser than us. Then the next is Newcastle, who are just right below us. Then also I think Fulham in 7th position, Bournemouth in 7th position. Every other team has conceded more goals than we have conceded. So what does this tell you? This tells you that all you need to do is score more goals and you will win every game. But right now it's not looking that way. We are in the January windows, and if we are not able to sign a striker that will score a goal for us every single game, not every single game, but an average of a goal per game, then we are not going anywhere, because even our top four challenge is threatened right now. Newcastle are a point behind us. Manchester City are 2 points behind us. So our top 4 battle, our top 4 aspirations are actually threatened right now. So January is the best time to do something about it. Yes, Sanchez is not the goalkeeper for us, but then even with Sanchez, we can still get to where we want to get to because he makes some spectacular saves. The defense also is not doing very badly, but where we are doing badly right now are the goals. Even when we scored so many goals initially in the season, it wasn't coming from Nicholas Jackson. He was scoring, but other guys were scoring. Palmer was scoring, Pedro was scoring, Sancho was scoring, Madueke was scoring, and that was why we were able to score as many goals as we scored. But right now, we need a striker, and we need that striker urgently this January. The number 2, Maresca needs to do something. Something is not working. They are beginning to understand us. They know that if you shut down the wing play, you shut down Chelsea. Shut down the wing play and ensure that Palmer doesn't play, and you are good. And that is what they are doing to us right now. Maresca needs to tweak it. He needs to do something. I'm not under any illusion that Maresca is the coach to win us trophies. I've never been under that illusion. But the fact is, yes, I must acknowledge the fact that he has done very well. He has exceeded our expectation this season. But I've never been under that illusion that Maresca will be the one to win us the Champions League, to win us the EPL, maybe an FA Cup, maybe an EFL Cup, but not EPL, not Champions League. But I know he's the kind of coach that will develop this player, shape them into the champions that they could be in the future when a world-class coach comes. So for now, I'm okay with Maresca, but it needs to start tweaking the system. Something is happening. They are beginning to figure us out, and that is why we've been losing points back to back. It's not supposed to be like this, and we need to get something done immediately. I didn't outline anything. I didn't rehearse anything. I just came out to just talk about it the way I feel in my heart, and I believe the management needs to do something about it. If you are not subscribed to this channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. If this is your first time, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It doesn't cost you anything. What does it cost you? Nothing. You're watching this video. Just take that 1 second to subscribe and hit the notification bell and just like the video. And if you want to comment. You know, if you want to comment, just say something about Chelsea. Express your anger, express your happiness if that is what you feel. And if you want to throw banters, why not? We are up for it. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let's form a community that we will all enjoy. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. I remain Radic, and this is the Real Chelsea Enthusiast. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful week ahead of you. And hopefully things will change for the better in the coming games. Coming games are going to be difficult. Bournemouth is not going to be easy. Very soon we'll be facing Manchester City, but I believe everything will be okay. Ciao.